Okay, well, I could talk forever. If I get off topic, just rein me back in. The last 2 years, I started my website, and that's what I've been using, the Google Sites, because I like that one better than using the Google or whatever else they were going to have us do, the SOX website.
Mm-hmm.
This was so much easier. And I asked the kids a lot about what they wanted me to put on there. And they liked the fact that the curriculum was on there. I can put my lesson plans on there. They said it was easier to go straight to my website than to use our Angel to put my lesson plans on that. They like seeing their pictures. So I used Picasa. I think that's on one of the Google apps. And I put an FCCLA photo album together, so all the pictures we take, and so the students can give me their photos and I can upload them there. That in itself has saved me a lot of time, because they use that when they put the pictures on a big video or TV screen in the hallway. The school can just go to my website and pull out the pictures that they want. The teachers on the yearbook can pull out the pictures they want. Parents can pick off the pictures they want of their own kids and print those. The same thing can happen with when I do a photo album for FCS. I take pictures in the classroom of the activities that we're doing. The kids right now are using making a calendar. So the foods that they make in class, they're calculating like the nutrition part of it too, but they're taking pictures of the food that they make. So I take the pictures, put that onto the Picasa so they can pick out the one picture out of probably the 20 we take. They can pick out the one that they want and edit it, and use PicMonkey right now to edit that photo and so forth. So that part has turned out really good, has been working. But they also like the fact that they can take the videos we make in class, like we used iMovie, and we also did a movie trailer. So we took some video of different things we've been doing in class, put together that movie trailer, put that on the website too. So the kids like seeing their work. I can take their PowerPoints, put them into a YouTube video, and anytime I put their work on, they're like, oh, go to this website, go check out what we did. So it's kind of broadcasting, marketing my program. The kids are getting some acknowledgement, recognition from their other classmates, the kids at school too. They're seeing what they're doing. So I'm hoping that'll increase the enrollment a little bit, but just letting everybody know what we're actually doing, that there's more rigor and relevance and different things that we're doing in the classroom. We use Google Docs a lot. How we use Google Docs, sometimes I use it for taking notes. If students are up there giving presentations ahead of time, they may have logged into a chart some of their work that they've done. So when another student gets up to present, all the notes are there and they can focus on the presentation part rather than taking notes exactly on what the student is saying. But we also use it for our lab plans. So it's really hard for students in class to complete the lab plan with their partners and all be totally engaged at the same time. Because usually one person fills it out and then everybody else just sits there and talks and does whatever they want. So if it's on Google Docs, you can have the different people. You can have one person filling out section 1, somebody doing the market order, somebody doing their jobs and responsibilities. So everybody can be filling it out at the same time and saying, hey, wait a second, I don't want to do that role. Put me over here, and they can change things as they go. And plus, if they don't get done in class, they can do it at night. Then I can see it the next day. I don't have to find them. I can just print off their market order the next day. And so that has really helped a lot. And the kids, they thought that was really neat. Lab plans were dull and boring before. Now they are fun. They actually like to do them. Anything that involves a computer, they like to do.
While you're playing in their arena.
Yes. Google Form was something new that we started this year. The kids got really excited, especially in child development, because they saw the potential of different ways to do observation forms. So I had different students in various classes, because I have a human growth and development class, early childhood 1 and 2. So between those 3 classes, they got together with the preschool teacher and found out what kind of forms and documentation and paperwork she has to do. And then they created different forms and different ways that you can walk around the room with the iPad and see, yes, this student knows how to write numbers 1, 2, and 3, but this one over here knows that these 2 things make 2, and this one can add 2 plus 2. So they made up different forms that way. And I showed them the basics of how to make the form, but then from there, they kind of just went out on their own and added all sorts of different things and different ways of doing it. So that part was really neat, because creating the form before wasn't something the kids liked to do, or they really didn't want to. They just took something out of a book and copied it and went off with it. This way they're able to finally pick out and think, what do I want to observe, create the material, and then go do it, and then come back and analyze it and think, maybe that wasn't the best way to have made the form in, and so forth. They've also been doing Google presentation, using the presentation for the PowerPoints. We do a class where they have, in nutrition, they have vitamins, minerals, and so forth, and they have, each student is assigned a specific topic. So instead of creating just individual PowerPoints, they do a class PowerPoint. So that way we can flow right through in the presentation. A student stands up and covers their material, and then instead of, usually you would have to unhook the computers and so forth. Now my computer's up and running the entire time. The students are just coming up and sharing the different slides that they created into one huge PowerPoint. I think a lot of the things that I've done, how it's changed my work, is that it's made it easier, especially for me if I'm going to be gone, because I can actually know that class can continue. If I'm going to be absent to attend my conference or my workshop, my training, whatever, at least I know I can stick with the kids and know what they're doing. And if they have questions, they can let me know right away. Otherwise, it felt like class time was sometimes being lost because they needed to wait till that next day to get back to me. But now I can actually go online and I can see what they're doing. It's made things a lot easier, and I think more efficient and effective. And it's also more fun. I can find new ways to doing things. I can reach more kids. That's what I really like, is the fact that everybody has their own learning style. And after you're working with kids for 2 or 3 years, you know, it doesn't even take 2 or 3 years, you know the different ways that these kids learn. Some like the computer and they like all the technology, they like to be engaged this way, but I have a few that don't. They don't really like to sit here on the computer and the screen, but they are seeing the advantages of doing some of it this way. And so they may start out here, and then they might move to a poster project or something else, but then they might come back and finish this way. And it's neat to see the kids be a little bit more creative in what they're doing. Trying to figure out an example on that one, but it's just neat to see them think things through a little bit farther. They started off, I got kids in my room right now, they're thinking that the computer project would have been great to do this timeline project on, but then they decided, you know what, it's not they figured out for themselves that wasn't the most effective way to do it. In the long run, it would have been better to lay it out a different way on paper. So just to see them and me try being willing to try new things and see what works and then what doesn't work. Right, and especially when I told him I was going to go present at that conference at Region 5 in Jackson Hole, I said, I'm going to be sharing your work. Your work is on the website. This is something that everybody is going to see. Well, once they know it could be broadcasted, they take it up a notch or two. They want it to be even better than what they had originally planned, or maybe what I expected to begin with. And when they did their dating violence public service announcement, they were hoping it would be so good that Bright Horizons in Norfolk would want it and would ask for it and say, can we have it? Can we put it on our website too? And they're very particular. I mean, the kids are paying attention to the legality of things, of what you can publish, what you can't, how much music, what kind of music, how is this going to look for our school, what would my parents think, my friends think. We don't want something that really looks silly on there. Some really don't care. But some don't. They just want it to be professional.